This is Royal Rumble season, and what better way to commemorate this than doing a tier maker? And for this one, I'm joined by a guest, our good friend of the channel and Elite Heat co-host, Bonafide Heat. Kevin, get around it.
I mean, I'm also, you forgot to mention, I'm the IWC's favorite person right now. Everyone on wrestling Twitter loves me. I'm so over, pal. I'm over in all 50 states, pal.
Bro, you're the star of cringe wrestling takes right now. Okay, you're the king. You're the mainstream sensation on Twitter.
It's incredible. It's incredible, bro. I'm not used to this new level of internet fame. It's taken me a little while to get used to it, pal. But nevertheless, I'm ready to do this tier list for Royal Rumbles. Royal Rumble, quite frankly, let's be honest, it's my favorite pay-per-view, and I'm so excited to do this video. I'm very appreciative that you brought me on to do this.
Oh, no worries, no worries. So real quick, I'll just explain the tiers. So up the top, we've got the GOAT tier. Pretty self-explanatory. The best of the best, the creme de la creme of the Royal Rumbles. Then, Kevin, we got high-quality content. So if you had to watch this back, easy watch, really good match. It's just not the absolute top tier. Then from there, we've got WrestleMania 36. So good, not like bad, just pretty mid, kind of forgettable. People generally aren't rushing to go watch these Royal Rumbles. That's that middle tier. Then Kevin, the next tier below is the Nexus. So either disappointing, not the best, had potential to be so much better. Just, Kevin, generally a bit of a letdown. And then finally, you've got 3 Hour Raw down the bottom. This tier, Kevin, just the worst of the worst. Just the absolute most trashed Royal Rumbles. 3 Hour Raw. So, Kevin, any thoughts on the tiers? Or just want to get straight into the first Rumble?
I just want to say this. I'm sure somebody will be upset that you're slandering a 3 Hour Raw. Someone's going to be like, oh my god, 3 Hour Raws are better than the worst.
Yeah, well, to those people, please piss off. So, with that being said, let's kick it off with just a real quick on 1989, Kevin. This Royal Rumble was won by the man himself, Big John Studd, after eliminating Ted DiBiase. The most memorable thing that happened in this Rumble, Hulk Hogan eliminated 5 guys, then got dumped out of the match and no one...
Oh, bad. I don't want to do that. But it's also not WrestleMania 36 good.
Yeah.
So I guess it just has to be in that fourth tier.
Yeah.
For me.
Yeah, it's just kind of there, to be honest. You watch this match back, and there's nothing really that stands out. It's not, bad. Bad isn't the word to describe it, so it's not in the 3 Hour Raw, but, not much there. So, yeah, that being said, Kevin, we move on to the 2018 Women's Royal Rumble. And, yes, we're doing men's and women's Rumbles, because, Kevin, we're an inclusive tandem here at Elite Heat. So, Kevin, for the 2018 Women's Rumble, won by Asuka. The first Women's Rumble, I think Bayley and Sasha Banks started this one from memory. How would you grade this? Personally.
Well, this is, for me, this is the best women's Royal Rumble, in my opinion. But then the question becomes, where do you put it, though? Just because it's the best women's Royal Rumble, does this stack up to, Ric Flair winning the 92 Royal Rumble? Probably not.
No.
I mean, yeah, if I had to, I guess I had to put this in that third tier.
Yeah, I wholeheartedly agree. It's the best women's Rumble, easily. This had this big grandeur to it. You had Charlotte Flair and whoever the other women's champion was, Alexa Bliss at the time, sitting at ringside. Stephanie was commentating, gushing over everyone who was coming out. You had Sasha Banks doing the Iron Woman performance, and you had a bunch of Trish Stratus made it a bigger, good, best women's Rumble easily by far. I feel ever since this was 2018. Ever since 2019, from 2020 and 2021, there didn't need to be a Women's Rumble. That's just my opinion. But anyway, Kevin, we'll leave that one there. From here, we go to one of the all-time greats, Kevin. I don't think we need to really debate this one. This is 2001, run by Steve Austin. Any debate with it being in GOAT tier?
No, what is there to debate, bro? This one is the best of Stone Cold's 3 Royal Rumble wins. I think it's by far, in my opinion. But, yeah, this Royal Rumble, you had star power. You had good in-ring performances. You had the right mix of celebrity guests. The right mix of foolishness. Everything culminated well with this Royal Rumble. It's truly a go-to Royal Rumble.
No doubt about it. No, this Rumble is one of the all-time greats. If you haven't seen the 01 Rumble, couldn't recommend it more on the heels of the 2022 one coming up. So, that's that one. Then we move on, Kevin. 1991, Hogan won it. And then spent the last 10 minutes posing with the American flag. Nothing memorable about this. Where do you think this belongs? I think Nexus tier. What do you think?
Yeah, I think Nexus tier is, yeah, that's about right. This one was kind of like, this was LOL Cena wins before LOL Cena wins. Just like, oh, okay, Hogan's there, pal. Hogan wins. Hogan must pose, pal. We gotta get Hogan. You know, he's doing his poses with the brothers at the front row stand, pal.
Oh god.
So,
Oh, that's horrendous. But yeah, Hulk Hogan saved the United States of America from a war, pal. So that one comes in the Nexus tier. Just this match personifies the Nexus tier. No one goes, oh my god, that moment in the 91 Rumble. No one talks about this. Just forgettable. Hogan posing for 10 minutes. Who cares? So from here, Kevin, we move on to a Rumble which I think most of us should all remember. A bit of recency here. The 2021 Men's Royal Rumble. This one was won by Edge. I remember the main thing with this, they announced Edge and Orton were the 1-2 like 2 days out for like no reason, which kind of killed a bit of the suspense. But hey, they went the whole way. Edge ended up winning. We had Christian coming out. Carlito was there. Generally a good Rumble, Kevin. I personally put it in WrestleMania 36. What do you think?
yeah, I was gonna say WrestleMania 36. I think by default, I think it belongs in there because it has like the whole aura of WrestleMania 36. No crowd. Yeah, there was, the digital fans in the Thunderdome compared to WrestleMania 36 being truly empty arena. But still, this one was just, had this taken place in front of fans, probably would be bumped up a tier.
Yeah.
So yeah, I think it's fair. WrestleMania 36, just middle of the pack, just a Royal Rumble I'll probably never watch back. But it's not as bad as some of the others that we're going to talk about.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, this Rumble, like, you'll probably in, like, a year or just randomly when you're, like, sitting around and, like, the Christian return and him hugging Edge, that'll, like, pop up as, like, a YouTube clip. You probably watch that and think, oh, yeah, I remember the 2021 Rumble, but that's really all there is to it. So I guess it does have a moment or two that you'll watch back, I guess, and think of fondly, but outside of that, that's really about it. So from here we move on. 1994, this is just the infamous Luger and Bret Hart Rumble. For when they pretty much tied at the end and there was the big kerfuffle with Jack Tunney and whatnot. Elsewhere, not a whole hell of a lot that's really memorable from this Rumble. Personally speaking, I'd put it in WrestleMania 36. I don't think it was Nexus tier. Like, Nexus tier is just really forgettable and, like, not that good. I think this one belongs here, personally. What do you think?
I want to put it in a 3-hour Raw section just because of the ending. Yeah. Just for the fact that 2 people won the Royal Rumble. Like, that's... Had WWE even mishap this creative decision a little bit, or, like, if this finish happened in, like, 2015, 2016, that would have killed the Royal Rumble concept for good. It was a very risky decision having 2 guys win. They're lucky that this was pre-social media, attitude era level exposure to the mainstream where they could get away with this kind of stuff. But I mean, I guess with all that being said, it's not the worst Royal Rumble, and it is kind of like a niche. People kind of like really like this Royal Rumble. It's like it has a niche following. People really like the finish. I think because Bret Hart's involved.
Yeah.
But I think it's like I would say Nexus tier.
Yeah,
it's fourth tier.
We'll go top of Nexus. I think yeah. I see what you mean with that, and yeah, your description there has made me bump it from Mania 36 down to Nexus. I don't think it is a 3-hour Raw level of bad Rumble. So, with that being said, we move on. 2013, this one, I remember, well, I would say pretty well. I've forgotten about it a lot in recent years because there's not much really memorable to it. Jericho and Ziggler started the match. I guess the most notable thing was Jericho coming out, and as Jerry Lawler said, the arena's shaking, but... Elsewhere, Cena wins, lol. That's legit the story of this Rumble. What do you think, Kevin? Where do you want to put this one? I'd say probably top of Nexus or bottom of Mania 36.
2013 Royal Rumble? I don't know. The predictability alone, I think just really takes a lot of the nostalgia off this Rumble.
Mm-hmm.
If we were ranking the entire pay-per-view, it would be higher because of Rock vs. Punk. But I think for me, this one is like maybe top tier WWE, top tier 3-hour Raw, like bottom tier Nexus to me.
Yeah,
just like nothing really happened in this match. Like the big rival for Cena was Ryback, if I remember correctly.
Yep, that was correct.
And it's like, okay, we're supposed to believe that Ryback has a legitimate threat to John Cena facing The Rock at WrestleMania for the second year in a row. It was. This is not much there, bro, for me.
Yeah, I'll put bottom of Nexus. I think, really with that, like, yeah, I mean, Cena's big opponent. Like the final four, like they get rid of Ziggler, and the final three is literally Sheamus, Ryback, and Cena. And it's like, you just know Cena backstage is like, hell nah, Jack, neither of these two get my spot, so Cena wins, lol. From there, Kevin, we go to the 2014 Royal Rumble, which this one I feel like could go in any of about 3 different tiers. Obviously, a lot of people are going to infinitely hear 2014, go, OMG, Batista won, Bryan didn't, put it in 3-hour Raw. To me, I think when you look at this match, Roman Reigns had 12 eliminations, a real breakout performance for him. From memory, this is the Royal Rumble where JBL was in, so that was funny as well. And I don't think it was that bad. Obviously, Rey Mysterio came out 30th, and then the crowd crapped all over his legacy, which was sickening. Also, shout out Rey Mysterio, dope 2K22 cover. But yeah, I'd personally put this one. I don't know. What do you think? What do you think?
For me, I think this one's a second tier Royal Rumble. When you think about what this Royal Rumble did, as far as a storyline perspective for the Yes Movement, this Royal Rumble made Daniel Bryan more popular than he ever was. And this Royal Rumble got Daniel Bryan into the main event. So in a lot of ways, Daniel Bryan was the winner of this Royal Rumble versus Batista. You know? Yeah, Batista won and all that. And that's another big factor. I'm a big Batista guy. And it's not Batista's fault that Vince McMahon didn't know how to book him. You know? It's not his fault. Batista was great. Like you said, Roman Reigns had a star-making performance. There's a lot of factors here in this Royal Rumble. This Royal Rumble did a lot for Roman Reigns too. If you remember, Roman Reigns was getting cheered like the babyface that he could have been, or that we thought he would be. He was getting cheered like that big babyface when he was about to eliminate Batista. I think this is a really good Royal Rumble, honestly.
Yep, with retrospect, I think it belongs in a. Honestly, with everything considered, I'd put it in high quality content. Obviously at the time it was fun to have the big freakouts and outrages, and you have like Deluxe Man on like a crappy webcam crying for an hour about how Daniel Bryan's been screwed in this company. This company only hates Daniel Bryan because of this and that. And, like, at the time it was like funny with the outrage. It was like cool to like crap on WWE. That was the whole point. Bryan wasn't in it, got him sympathy. So with everything taken into consideration, Kevin, we'll put in high quality content. We might adjust it, but I think that's fair. Yeah,
absolutely. Let me just say this. I would go back and watch this Royal Rumble before a lot of other Royal Rumbles that we're going to talk about.
Oh.
Like, this was probably like my top 5 or 6 like rewatchable Royal Rumbles.
Oh, God, yeah. And then I guess we move on, Kevin. 05, this one, I remember the start of the match was Benoit and Eddie, which is obviously, you know, playing off what happened at the end of Mania 20, which I guess we can't talk about nowadays. But yeah, just generally, star power of this one. Obviously, 2005, star power-wise, is one of the best years in the company's history. I mean, you had the who's who of the Ruthless Aggression era was in this match. Obviously, yeah, Shawn, Angle, they had a little bit in there. Cena and Batista, basically co-winners. I mean, Vince came down, tore his quads, and then Batista was crowned the winner. Obviously, yeah, Ric Flair's in this, Kane's in this, Chris Jericho, Booker T, Rey Mysterio, Edge. I mean, it's a who's who of wrestling. Kevin, I put this one in high-quality content just because of who's involved and who won. What do you think?
This one deserves consideration for the GOAT tier. I don't know if it's in there. Like, I can't say that with confidence because GOAT tier is limited to so few. But this one definitely deserves consideration. Yeah. And also, I have to mention this. This Royal Rumble features a legendary moment when Daniel Puder got a tough introduction to this business pal by Eddie Guerrero, Hardcore Holly, and Chris Benoit. That... incredible. I think, have you seen this clip of just Daniel Puder getting annihilated by these veterans of the business?
Kevin, you've showed me like 5 times. Literally, it's just these guys all chopping and punching Daniel Puder. He's legit crying for real. It's hilarious.
Oh, so great. But you got Vince McMahon tearing both his quads in the middle of the ring at this Royal Rumble. Like, that's perfect. Come on, that's what more could you ask for? A synonymous moment in wrestling history. These are the two faces of the company right here, in Cena and Batista for the next 5 years after this Rumble. There's a lot there. Yeah, it really is.
I'm putting it top of high quality content. That one can change. It's either top of high quality or bottom of GOAT. I'm gonna leave it at high quality content for now. So from here, Kevin, we move on to the 2021 Women's Rumble. This one.
Oh god!
It's just there wasn't a lot here. Obviously, Belair was the clear choice to win, and it's awesome she won. Really good moment for her, which led to her like WrestleMania moment. But elsewhere, Kevin, I remember saying this last year that they should have just done like a 6-pack challenge, like number one contenders match for the title of like number one contender for WrestleMania with the women. Like there wasn't enough there for 30 women to be in this Rumble. There was anyway. The match was like an hour long. A lot of this is just complete filler. Like they're doing the Rumble match just because they need to, because of the quality. And it wasn't great. I don't think it was 3-hour Raw bad. 3-hour Raw is like really bad. I'd put it as like low Nexus to me.
Yeah, absolutely. You pretty much covered this one. There wasn't much. It was Bianca Belair and then nobody really, as that you can see as legitimate threats to win. It was a nice moment seeing her win, and she had a good babyface reaction. But like you said, they could have gotten there with a 6-pack challenge or something like that.
Yeah, you could have done like Belair, like I think at the time I forget exactly. It was like Belair, Charlotte, and there was like a small group of others, maybe like Asuka and like someone else, and like you could have had like a nice 5-pack, big Rumble themed elimination match or something. I don't know. It didn't need an hour-long Rumble match, so that's that one. Then Kevin, we move on. 1990. This was Hogan wins LOL again. Same thing as 1991, only this time Hogan didn't have an American flag he was waving around. Hogan just won. Not a whole hell of a lot to this match. From memory with the 1990 Rumble, do you have anything from this? Because, for me, DiBiase lasted a while from number one, and then that was really about it, and Hogan won, Well,
we had the Hogan Warriors stare down. That was pretty crucial and foreshadowed the main event of WrestleMania 6.
Mm-hmm.
I've seen this Royal Rumble a few times. Just watching it back just on the network and like old tapes from my family. And I kind of dig it. I dig this Royal Rumble. I think out of like from the golden era, this is probably the best Royal Rumble. If we're looking at from 88 to 92. Sorry, not 92. 88 to 91. This is probably the best one. So I think this one is like high tier for me, high tier WrestleMania 36.
Yeah.
I think like borderline high quality content.
Yeah.
I think you could argue that this would be high quality content for like, because when you look at it, a lot of the older generation, this is like the Royal Rumble of all Royal Rumbles. Everyone was in there. This is a who's who of talent. Hogan, Rick Rude, Warrior, Macho Man, Mr. Perfect. The hits were there. $1 Million Man having a performance that was ahead of his time. There's a lot there for this Royal Rumble match.
Yeah. Fair enough. I don't feel really qualified, but the 1990 Rumble I've seen like once, and that was like years ago, so that's all good. We'll put it there. Then this next one, boom, 2011, Kevin, this is just... On this quote to live in infamy, Kevin, this match sucks. This match was just garbage. I don't care that Diesel came out and Matt Striker nearly swore on live pay-per-view. I don't care. I don't care that Punk and Bryan Danielson started the match 1-2, and the first 20 minutes of this match was Punk, Michael McGillicuddy, and David Otunga punching people as part of the new Nexus, eliminating people. I don't care that Cena was in there for like half an hour and got like 10 eliminations. I don't care that Alberto Del Rio and Santino Marella were the final two. Kevin, this match sucks. Okay, 3-hour Raw. Do you have anything to contribute?
Yeah, this is 3-hour Raw. You're not going to hear any debate from me. Alberto Del Rio won this Royal Rumble. I remember for like at least maybe like 10 months, maybe even a year after this Royal Rumble. No, probably like 2 years. We had Michael Cole on commentary saying, Del Rio won the biggest Royal Rumble of all time there, John.
So bad.
Just for that alone, this is Raw tier. This is bottom tier. I would never watch this Royal Rumble again. You couldn't pay me to watch this Royal Rumble.
Yeah, because the whole thing at the time, this is the beginning of 2011, when as far as star power, Cena's like the big, like far and away the top star, no one's even close. And then what do you have? Like Randy Orton was in the WWE title match versus Miz, and there was no star power in this match. I don't care that Mason Ryan was in there, Kevin. I don't care.
Mason.
This match sucks. So that's 2011. Then we move on. 2010. Personally, I consider this as a high-quality content Rumble. I think the main thing I remember with this is the Shawn story where he's desperate to win this match and take on the World Heavyweight Champion Undertaker at WrestleMania, get his redemption. Obviously, Edge was the big winner with this match. I believe you had as well the infamous moment power, Beth Phoenix, the Glamazon there, John, eliminated the Great Khali, the Punjabi Playboy there, John. So,
Oh Oh man! Oh god, that is great. This is from a time frame where I was really tuned out of wrestling. I don't really remember much about this. Like, I know Edge was injured and he came back. He came back early from an injury, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah.
Just not really my cup of tea. This era, 09, like 09, 10, 11 WWE, just not really my cup of tea. I don't really have much to contribute. I'll take your word. And I'll say it's high quality content. Maybe I'll go back and watch it then if it's high quality content.
Yeah, I'll put this just because also the theme song. The theme song of this show is sick. I'll put this as like bottom tier or bottom of high quality content. It's either there or it's top of Mania 36. So there's that one. Then the 2020 Rumble for women with Charlotte Flair winning. I mean, the winner. The only moment I remember from this match was literally Mandy Rose falling off the apron onto Otis's fat beer gut. That's literally all that happened. I think Naomi jumped on the announce table, and then Michael Cole had an orgasm. I think that happened as well. But just generally, Kevin, this was just. I'm tempted to put this 3-hour Raw just because this was not an hour-long match.
Yeah, this is Raw tier. Yeah, this is Raw tier.
Well, actually, it's not worse than Del Rio and Morello, but yeah, it was just it
belongs there.
This is another one of these Rumbles, which. Kevin, in 2022, I don't think it's the case with the women because there's like Lita in it and Mickie James, and it seems like this year they're actually trying more. But 2020 and 2021, the women should not have had Royal Rumble matches. Like there was nothing, there wasn't 30 superstars worth of talent there to actually do it. So, Kevin, this match was just not great.
Yeah, the Charlotte Flair winning too. Like, no, this is Raw tier. Not much there for me.
Yep.
I don't know.
You didn't, neither do I. Then we move on to the Forgotten Rumble.
04?
This is more your cup of tea. I'm literally down to put this wherever you want to put this, Kevin. I'll put this one where Benoit won. Whatever you think.
If Benoit was still alive, or if Benoit had died under different circumstances, 100% this is a go-tier Royal Rumble match. No debate for me. I think Benoit. I think this is the finest in-ring performance that we ever saw in a Royal Rumble match. I think he even outdid Ric Flair in '92. But this one is just. It's got that dark cloud over it. I think. Like, where do you put this one? You know, I don't know.
Just don't play it safe and just go like to here somewhere, like.
Yeah, just put it like in the middle.
Yeah, easy. And then we move on to 98. Austin winning. This one. Do you have anything that sways it either really positively or negatively? I'm down to put it in the middle or like high quality, whichever one you want. This 98 one.
I actually watched this Royal Rumble match recently. This Rumble still feels like yesteryear in WWE. They hadn't quite caught up yet in terms of production values to WCW. Also the fact that they were in the Alamo. Was this the year they were in the Alamo Dome? No, that was 97. Okay, yeah. I'm talking about the wrong Royal Rumble. Never mind. So 98. Yeah, 98. I'm trying to think. Like, I'm trying to remember something about this match. Obviously, Stone Cold won. We all know that. But, like, what else happened in this match? I feel like this show is famous for Shawn Michaels injuring his back. I can't remember anything from the match.
Because it is. This was, I guess, the most notable things of this one. This was, I believe, Mick Foley's three faces appearing in the one match. And you had The Rock going like 50 minutes and then Austin eliminating him last. That's really the main stuff here. As far as the Rumble, obviously you had some appearances like Honky Tonk Man was out there and whatnot, but yeah, I'm down to put this one like top of Mania 36, if that's fair.
Yeah, I think that's probably the right place to put it. If I can't really remember much about it, then I guess it would just be middle of the pack. Because if it was so bad, I would remember something.
Absolutely. And then the next one, 08. This one, obviously, Cena's return's the big thing here. Massive moment as far as the Rumble. I don't know why you had like 6 commentators on at the time. That was overkill. But Cena returning was cool. Obviously, big names involved in this. Triple H, Undertaker, etc., etc. I mean, it's a who's who. It's 08. The roster was stacked. Kevin, I'm down to put this as the bottom of GOAT or high quality. I don't really mind. What do you think?
I think this one has to be GOAT tier.
Yeah.
I think. I just the star power alone, the '08 roster. We've all heard about the '08 roster. I think I've told the story about how I got spoiled about the winner for this Royal Rumble. I'm pretty sure I told this before on one of our channels or something, so I won't tell that story again. But Cena's return, epic, man. That's like one of the greatest moments in wrestling history. Easily a top 5 return. So much going into this. Is that the Garden?
Yeah.
Just, I love it. I love this match.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, well said. Then we move on. 03. This one was good. You know, like this one of those Rumbles, which like, yeah, they started the match well. I remember Michaels and Jericho started it, and then I know Brock and Taker ended, and then in the middle was just kind of a showcase of like, you know, your Tajiris, your Rey Mysterios, your Edges. Cena was in there for like. It was a good Rumble. You know, it wasn't bad by any means. Definitely shouldn't be in the Nexus or 3-hour Raw tier. But I don't associate this as a GOAT tier Rumble, so really one of the high quality or Mania tiers, I guess, for this one.
I'd probably put this one in Mania 36. This is another middle of the pack. Just like Brock wins, nothing really memorable happened. You know, there's no memorable return that I can think of or memorable elimination. It was just like Brock is the next big thing. We all knew this. Brock is on the come up and he wins, and he goes on to win the belt. You know, nothing like overly shocking or really like, it doesn't have the extra oomph to it, you know?
Yeah, Brock had his moment, getting another accolade within his first year of, you know, going to the main roster. So that was good, but yeah, elsewhere, not much to it there. Then we move on 2000 with The Rock winning. This one just, obviously the 2000 Rumble pay-per-view is infamous for the street fight with Cactus Jack and Triple H, which is legendary. And then the other moment I remember from that show was Mae Young flashing MSG her bosoms. But elsewhere, Kevin, I mean, this Rumble match, you know, it was just kind of a bunch of the different Attitude Era characters, which granted are much better than today. But a bunch of different characters getting a bit of screen time, and then Rock eliminating Big Show, and Big Show nearly won, like, as a shoot. Like, Rock nearly stuffed it up at the end. But, yeah, where do you want to put this? I think this is a Mania 36 Rumble, personally, or if you want to say Nexus, I'm fair with that as well.
I'd probably put this. I'd probably put this in Nexus.
Yeah.
I think just for the sheer fact that Triple H and Cactus Jack have such a large shadow over this show. I think that really is part of it too. Just that match was like just otherworldly. It's like it's one of those things that you can't really follow.
Yeah.
So and I think it was just kind of like you said. It was just there was no Austin really at this time, and no Undertaker either, or he just returned around this time frame. So the star power just wasn't really there, and Rock winning was good, but not a memorable elimination or anything like that.
Yeah, it was a bit like the 2013 one, for instance. It was pretty damn obvious like who's gonna win. Like there's a heel in it who could be a threat, but generally you know who's gonna win. So there's that one. Then we got 88 with Jim Duggan winning the first ever Rumble, 20 men in it. This is pretty much just like the pilot of the match, obviously. Nothing like super OMG about it. Nothing like, oh my god, you have to go back and watch this from 34 years ago. There's nothing like that in this match. But that said, it's the first one, so I feel like it will not be 3-hour Raw tier just because of that. I feel like this one probably belongs in the Nexus tier. It's just kind of there. The fact that it's the first one is, you know, the main thing, but nothing much else to it, I feel like.
Yeah, I think Nexus tier is right on the money for this one.
Yeah, we'll chuck chuck it there, honestly. Do you have anything else to say with this, or you want to move on to the next one, pal?
No, let's go to the next one, yeah.
Easy. Well, this one, Kevin, I'm not going to... We'll put it in its place first, and then we'll discuss it. 2020 men's. I think this is the best Rumble match ever, objectively. I feel like everything about this match, from the moments, Edge's return, where you had half the arena, like the whole arena freaking out, and like, you know, the arena, people in the arena crying. Drew McIntyre's moment he became a star in front of 50,000 people. The first half with Brock Lesnar, I saw people bitching and moaning about that, being, oh, it's boring. When these are the same people who like watching Okada putting people in headlocks for 45 minutes in the Tokyo Dome. That's fine, but Brock dominates with riveting storytelling and enticing drama for 25 minutes to start a Rumble match. That sucks. Whatever, Kevin. But yeah, that Brock stuff was sick. Keith Lee moment was dope. I mean, the stuff, Rey Mysterio, the New Day, Shelton Benjamin got a bit, MVP came out. It was just a really good Rumble. The Final Four was sick. Drew throws out Roman, Kevin. I love this match. What do you think, pal? What do you think?
Oh, man, you're on fire, pal. No, I think I'm not gonna say this is the greatest Royal Rumble ever, but I will say this is top 3, top 4. It's on the Mount Rushmore of Royal Rumble matches, I think, and for that, it belongs in the GOAT tier. Just phenomenal, everything all across the board. The story being told with Brock Lesnar and Drew McIntyre, phenomenal. Edge coming out, teasing matches with AJ Styles, teasing matches with Seth Rollins, the whole bit with him and Randy Orton, eliminating him, setting up for one of the wildest storylines in wrestling history. There's so much here. Drew McIntyre has this big moment. Essentially, this is McIntyre's WrestleMania moment, since we all know what happened a few weeks later with the pandemic starting.
Yep.
And he never got his big moment. This will forever be, I think, we don't know this, but I would bet this. I'd be willing to bet that this would be Drew McIntyre's career-defining moment when it's all said and done. I know he's still young and he has a lot more things to do. He's got WrestleMania to main event, but I don't see how he can get bigger than this.
Yeah, the writing of this match was sensational, and it was just everything about it. They started the match well. Obviously, I love the Brock stuff, as I just said, and then transitioning, the way Drew eliminated him was sick, and just all-around brilliantly written match. And that's one of the things that you can tell which Rumbles here were like genuinely like well written. The ones in the Nexus tier especially were just not well written. The 3-hour Raw tier is just a whole separate tier of crap. But anyway, Kevin, that's 2020. We move on now to 2018, where Shinsuke Nakamura won. Some people have this, or would have this in the GOAT tier. I don't think it's a GOAT tier Rumble. I think it's a high quality content Rumble. Main thing with this match to me was the final 6. I believe it was Nakamura, Balor, Reigns, Mysterio, Orton, Cena. And they did that big kind of past versus, the present like stare down moment, which was cool. And then elsewhere, the match was generally just good. People love it on the likes. Nakamura won. Kevin, what do you think?
How terrible was that triple threat match? Brock Lesnar, Kane, and Strowman.
God awful.
How
God-awful.
How terrible was that?
So bad.
Vince McMahon paid Brock Lesnar north of $5 million for this one match. and it was against a mayor and a power lifter, bro.
Imagine the meeting in like Stamford, Connecticut. Brock Lesnar sitting down with Paul Heyman in front of Vince McMahon. Vince like, oh damn it, Brock, you're gonna wrestle Glenn Jacobs, oh yeah, and you're gonna wrestle Braun Strowman, oh yeah. And Brock's just like, just give me my damn money and let me go. Like, it's just like terrible.
Oh man, yeah, that's bad. That's really the most memorable thing of me for this match. Oh, and of course, how could you forget when WWE literally did everything possible to make you think Roman Reigns was gonna win this match. It was incredible. It was like until finally Nakamura just threw him out. like that was what I remember. Like I probably second most what I remember about this match was just all the internet fans crying, thinking that Roman was gonna win another Royal Rumble. This was peak Roman Reigns hate. This was peak anti-Reigns. I think for that little bit of storytelling alone, this could put this at least in 3 tier. Mm-hmm. But at the end of the day, nothing ever came of Nakamura's career. Yeah. After this Nakamura, he was hot, flashed in the pan, went to WrestleMania, stunk up the joint with AJ Styles, and he's been in the lower mid-card ever since. So this is a tough one to rank.
Kevin, what do you think of people who say that Vince McMahon and WWE management legitimately told Styles and Nakamura at WrestleMania, go and have a bad, slow match just so you don't outshine Reigns and Brock? Do you believe that's an actual thing that happened?
I could potentially see something like this happening where AJ Styles and Nakamura, maybe they were told, hey, you can't do what you did in New Japan. Can't have that kind of match. Because apparently their New Japan match was really good and really physical, and this match was the opposite of that. Yeah. So I could see it. Maybe like Vince McMahon be like, okay, I know you did this in Japan, but you're wrestling my style, damn it. This is my company. Yeah. But still, I think Chris Jericho said this in an interview. If you're that good, you can succeed in any style, any management, any rules, PG, TV-14, MA. If you're that good, you could succeed. So,
correct. And yes, Kevin, I guess we move on. You mentioned the Roman Reigns, the apex of Reigns slander, him nearly winning the Rumble, Kevin. 2017, the Rumble match won by your favorite wrestler, Randall Keith Orton. Kevin, can you walk me through your thoughts on this match, pal?
So, as the Elite Heat listeners know, and as your listeners know, they should know, I'm a bit of a gambling man. So, I was checking the odds like a day before this match, maybe 2 days before, to see potentially if there were any moves to make, any opportunities, if you will. And I saw that Randy Orton was like an overwhelming favorite. Like 48 hours, maybe 24 hours, maybe less than 24 hours before the match. And I was like, no freaking way, bro. There's no way. With all the talent on the roster and how great the writing and the wrestling has been on Raw and SmackDown. Remember, this is iconic 2016 SmackDown, right? There's no way they have Randy Orton win the Royal Rumble match, right? There's no way.
Yeah. You
got Goldberg there, you got Brock Lesnar there, you got Undertaker there, you got Roman Reigns. Oh, you name it, who's who of wrestling. Mm-hmm. And then it's like, oh, Randy Orton won, okay. And I just remember watching this, just thinking, all right, what's for dinner? Like, we're go to bed now. You know, I just didn't care. And no emotion. I was like, okay, Randy Orton got another accolade. Nice.
That's great.
You know?
Yeah.
This, I think we could argue that this is the most meaningless Royal Rumble win ever.
Yeah.
Aside from maybe Jim Duggan, because that meant nothing, but like this one, realistically, for big time Royal Rumbles, like when Royal Rumble was already a thing in one of the big 4 pay-per-views and its own movement, I can't think of a more pointless win than this one.
Well, Kevin, what did this lead to? This led to Randy Orton at WrestleMania in Orlando, which you attended, like having maggots projected onto the ring as the referees desperately jumping out of the ring just to like not affect the projection. That was legit this. Randy Orton won the Rumble. Like, the Rumble match itself, star power-wise, this is probably the best Rumble they've had since, like, 08. When you had, like, Brock was down there, Goldberg, Undertaker, Roman Reigns came out and had, like, the Undertaker stuff. Like, star power-wise, the best in years, but the ending was, like, it was just blue balls. Randy Orton just won. It's like, this is 2017 Randy Orton. This is when Randy Orton looked like he hadn't cared for like several years, and it's like, oh, SmackDown is getting good reviews. I'll try a tiny bit now. I still won't try that much. That was legit this. So, Kevin, which tier do you want to put this in?
Hey, let me ask you this too. Was this before or after the Sister Abigail stuff where Randy Orton like burned down the compound?
Before. This set the table for it. That stuff was in like April and May. So that was a few months later.
So, exactly my point. They could have easily got to this WrestleMania match just by having Randy Orton burn down Bray Wyatt's sister's memorial.
Yeah.
They didn't have to have Randy win the Royal Rumble to have him get a title shot, but I digress. I'd probably put this in Next. No, I don't want to say Nexus because it was good. I'd probably put this in the WrestleMania tier because it is, for people that love Randy Orton and people that like the star power, like it's a pretty watchable Royal Rumble.
Yeah. I couldn't agree more. Then, Kevin, we moved from a pretty watchable Rumble to one which... This was the first Rumble match I ever experienced. This was the 2012 Royal Rumble match, Kevin, won by Sheamus. This was just... You talk about forgettable. Kevin, I'll ask you if I say anything. Tell me one thing you remember from this match.
God, that is tough. This was another time where I was super checked out from wrestling, especially, so... The only thing I remember is when Sheamus broke kicked. Was it Ziggler? Was he the last guy? Or Jericho, when he broke kicked Jericho out of the ring. That's the only thing I remember.
Yeah.
I got nothing else.
Yeah. This was, Kevin, this Rumble, literally, if I can describe this in about 10 seconds. Miz lasted like 45 minutes from number 1. Michael Cole, Booker T, and Jerry Lawler all had appearances in this match. Karma came down. And then Ziggler got rid of her in a minute, and Sheamus won. That's legit the 2012 Rumble. This match was dead. I'm gonna put this in 3-hour Raw personally, Kevin. This was just not good. This is not good. No one... Kevin, wrestling Twitter love to praise random matches like they're really good, and just to try and get some clout. No one has ever gone, guys, the 2012 Royal Rumble, underrated banger alert. It was just bland, Kevin. So We're going to put that there. We're just going to move on. We're going to move on, Kevin. 2015.
Wait, let me just say this about 2012.
Yeah, go on.
This Royal Rumble match, the least amount of star power ever. You can't get any less star power than this match. Like Jericho, legitimately, Chris Jericho was the only star in this match.
But Jim Duggan came out before Cody Rhodes eliminated him, pal.
Yeah, Cody Rhodes also eliminated Mick Foley, pal.
But bro, Hunico was out there. And so was the Punjabi playboy, the great Khali, pal. Star power.
Look at the names of this match. David Otunga, Karma, Road Dogg, Jim Duggan, Hunico,
Ricardo Rodriguez, pal!
and Epico. This is Jobber Jinder Mahal, Santino Marella, Primo, Justin Gabriel. This is like Jobber Cody Rhodes, Alex Riley. Those are the names. Ricardo Rodriguez had his own entrance. These are the names in the freaking Royal Rumble.
Oh my god.
Embarrassing. This one's terrible. We should do a watch along in this match.
We should.
For Elite Heat.
We should. We're definitely doing that. Then Kevin, moving on, 2015. We have talked about this to death. I'm just gonna put it in here. 3 Hour Raw. I want to put in anything here. I feel like we can just put this one here and go because we've battered this to death, I feel like.
Yeah, this one, everyone should know why this is 3 Hour Raw. There's really no reason to give an explanation.
Yeah, that's just pitiful. Then we move on, 1997. This is when Austin won in the Alamodome. Or the Alamodome, however you say it. Kevin, 1997, Steve Austin gets the win. His first Rumble, first of 3. What do you think? Thoughts?
So what I was saying about the 98 Rumble originally, what I started to say applies to the 97 Rumble. This is the Rumble I was talking about. WWE, they just looked like they were still in yesteryear, even though they had the star power and Austin was catching on and, things were changing. The Monday Night War was beginning. The production quality is not there, so this Rumble, I think that alone makes it come off a little bit boring, if you will. This one, Austin won on a technicality. It's kind of a confusing finish, like, people thought Bret Hart won, but then Stone Cold was there, and he won. But then nothing really led to it. Stone Cold didn't get a title shot. Like, this didn't really do anything. Austin became a big star when he stunned McMahon in the Garden. The Royal Rumble really didn't do anything for him. The 98 Rumble did more for his career, so, yeah, I would say this one's probably Nexus tier.
Yeah.
We could find worse Rumbles in this one.
Yep. And I think we can find one with the next one, 2019. Boom, Kevin, 3 Hour Raw. How about it? This match, Kevin.
Easily a 3 Hour Raw. Easily. This was so embarrassing.
Kevin,
this was an embarrassing match. I'm embarrassed that I watched this match live.
Oh, you watched it live? Damn. Kevin.
Yeah, I did.
To steal a phrase from my description of one of the Rumbles, I think the 2011 one. Kevin, 2019 Rumble for the men. This match sucks. Okay. This match, I know some of you guys might check my Twitter. I tweeted out the Bobby Lashley clip from the other day. This is the almighty powerhouse Intercontinental Champion Lashley. Runs down and gets eliminated in 11 seconds by Seth Rollins. One of the worst looking eliminations I've ever seen. You had the final 4 of Seth Rollins, Braun, White Trash, Redneck Hick Strowman, Dolph Ziggler, and Andrade El Idolo, I think?
Yes.
Kevin, that's the final 4 of the Rumble. Kevin.
Yep, that's your final 4. Andrade El Idolo, pal.
Bro, he can barely get matches on AEW, like, Dynamite or Rampage. He's on AEW Dark bitching backstage. That's literally the guy who was a final 4 participant in the Rumble. Okay, he's lucky Santino was, like, final 2 in 2011, or else that would look even worse. I swear to God, Kevin. But yeah, 2019, just a bad match. Like, this was the 5 hour long Royal Rumble main show with like an hour and a half pre-show. This was the Rumble that was like 3 shows in one. It was that damn long. This was literally at like midnight, this match. Rollins wins. He's like crying as he's looking at the WrestleMania like LED sign. No one cared about it. No one watched this and thought, yes, Seth Rollins, yes, thank God. Like everyone's just like, oh, thank God I go to bed now. Ugh. Like, honestly.
Yeah, basically. Yeah, that's how I thought.
Jesus.
Yeah, big things of note that happened here was Randy Orton RKOing Nia Jax. Pretty cool moment, viral moment. Jeff Jarrett making his return, coming in at number 2, and him and Elias having their whatever. I don't even know what you would call that. Having their moment in the sun. That's really the only things of note from this. Seth Rollins winning a boring Royal Rumble.
Yeah,
predictable.
Also, while we're on 2019, do you want to just get the other one sorted? The one Becky Lynch one. I think that's Nexus tier. I don't think it's a 3-hour Raw, but I don't think it's not WrestleMania. I think Becky, the moment she came down and like entered herself in the match was good, but that's really most about all I remember from it, at least. What do you rank that one?
I'd probably put it in the Nexus tier as well. Yeah, I mean, it was like they tried to trick you into thinking that she wasn't going to win. And yeah, it was kind of Daniel Bryan-ish with the yes movement, where they just wanted to make you think he wasn't going to win, and Becky triumphed. Yeah, I mean, I don't really remember much. Yeah. I just remember her coming out. She beat up like Alicia Fox or Summer Rae or somebody and entered herself in the match. And then, that was it. She just won. Clean house.
Yeah, easy. So, yeah, I mean, that's that one. Take it or leave it. We'll leave it there. For me, we move on. 2002, won by Triple H. He returned 3 weeks prior in MSG. I feel like if Triple H made his return in this match and won it, it would have been a bit more special and a bit more memorable. But nonetheless, Triple H won. Elsewhere, good Rumble. Like I don't look at this match and think, oh my god, that's a GOAT tier Rumble, but I don't see it as like a bad or like a disappointment of a match. Kevin, like, what do you think about it too? What do you think?
I think this one's high quality content.
Yeah.
I think just for this is basically the apex of the Attitude Era. This is the very end, I should say, and I guess the apex too, you could say. But I love this match personally. I've seen this match probably like 10 times in my life. I loved it. I loved the ending. Triple H and Kurt Angle being the final 2 guys. We didn't really see those 2 guys interact a whole lot, so I always thought that was cool to me, that dynamic. And then Triple H just being out there, winning it. Mr. Perfect being there, that was awesome. A lot of talent, bro. You look at the talent that entered this match. So many Hall of Famers, all across the board. Just a very watchable show, and I would say high quality content for the star power alone. I think that would be my case.
Yep, yeah, pretty much. Star power wise, I think the best way to describe what you were going for there is like the overflow from the Attitude Era. Personally, I feel like Attitude Era ended at like Mania 17. And then from there, this is like the overflow. We got like the WCW talent. It was just so much star power at the time. So that's that one. Then Kevin, we got one. I have a suspicion where you'd put this for 06. I'll put it in the GOAT tier. I feel like this one belongs there. You attended this show, Kevin. What was this like being there for this?
It was emotional, very emotional. You could feel the emotion just from the beginning when Rey Mysterio comes out riding on the lowrider. It's one of those moments where like I remember that visually. I remember it in my brain. Rey Mysterio making that entrance and doing the shimmy and looking up to the heavens and crying. I get goosebumps talking about it. I don't see how you could look at this Rumble as anything other than a GOAT tier. I don't see what case is it. There's not been a better story told than Rey Mysterio winning. Best underdog Royal Rumble story, most emotional Royal Rumble story, the best story told in a Royal Rumble match, and one of the best stories in any match in general. Just incredible top tier sports entertainment. Great star power too. This was a loaded Ruthless Aggression era roster. I think it really helps that people legitimately thought that Randy Orton was going to win this match. Like going in, it was like, there's no way anyone else is going to win besides Randy Orton. He's the hottest thing going. He just killed the Undertaker. You know, his dad gave Undertaker hepatitis.
Oh,
like
Jesus.
There's just no way that Randy Orton's going to lose. And then Rey Mysterio pulls out. The fact that Triple H and Rey Mysterio both went an hour apiece as well just adds to it. And I think you had like the perfect mix of just you had guys that were the current in Shelton Benjamin, Chris Masters. You had guys from a little bit in the past like Shawn Michaels and RVD, and then you had just some crazy throwbacks too. Road Warrior Animal was there, which was awesome, and I loved it.
Yeah, well, what a match. Well, definitely deserving that GOAT tier. And speaking of GOAT tier, we'll just put this one right in as well. 92. This is the infamous 1992 Royal Rumble, praised by the masses, and rightfully so. Most namely, this is the main man, Ric Flair, Nate, and his big performance. Bobby Heenan's commentary work, legendary. Star power. This is, I think you mentioned 1990 as like the golden Rumble for like that era. I think 92 was. I think this match like everyone, because this was the WWF title, which first time they did this, and they've only done it one more time in the company's history, which we'll cover in a moment. But yeah, just generally, Kevin, this was objectively a GOAT tier Rumble, pal.
Yeah, I mean, this is a top 3, top 4. This is on the Mount Rushmore of Royal Rumble matches, pal. Ric Flair winning it, an incredible performance in ring, just bell to bell. One of the best performances you'll ever see in wrestling history. What Rick did takes excellent cardiovascular work, pal. Yeah, British Bulldog being out there, Shawn Michaels, just so many just all the like you said, all the characters from this era. The Undertaker's out there, Jimmy Snuka, Greg Valentine, Barbarian, Hogan. It's a who's who. Savage. Yeah. What more is there to say? I don't need to say anything else. You guys already know why this is GOAT tier.
There's not much more to say. And then we'll move on to the other Rumble, which the title was on the line in 2016. I know Styles debuted.
Put this in the Raw.
I was going to say, I know Styles debuted in this, but I hated this match. I hated the 1 vs. all thing with Roman. I remember I was watching like avidly at this time. This is like late 2015, early 2016. It's literally babyface Reigns. You've got like the League of Nations, the Authority, the Wyatt family. It's like everyone and their mothers trying to like punch Roman Reigns. Like, hardly anyone really cares for Roman. This is just not great, Kevin. Not great. Do you have anything else to contribute with this? I don't want to discuss this. Kevin, this match is sick.
Yeah, the only thing I'll say about this is that what did you say? It makes you sick?
Oh, it makes me sick, pals. It just. And then, like, the last, like, 5 minutes was just Triple H punching Dean Ambrose and then throwing him out. Like, who gives a stuff, pal? Honestly. Terrible.
The only thing I'll say about this is that this match, this could have killed Triple H's legacy. Like, realistically, just this feud and this match, really, it didn't do him any favors from a legacy perspective. Like, I get it, the spectacle of seeing Triple H and Roman Reigns on a poster for WrestleMania, that's what pro wrestling is. But the way they got to that match and the story told just wasn't it. We have Stephanie McMahon slapping Roman Reigns, telling Roman Reigns that Roman Reigns is not the hand-picked guy. He's not the guy that Vince McMahon wants. Like, are we supposed to believe that Roman Reigns is not the guy that Vince McMahon wants? Are you kidding me? How are we supposed to believe that? At least when Triple H is looking at Daniel Bryan saying, like, he's looking down at him like 7 inches saying, "You're a B+ player, ugh. Dad would never pick you, ugh." It's believable when he's saying it to Daniel Bryan. But when he's saying this to the guy that's gonna go to Hollywood, he's gonna be the next guy in Hollywood. It's not believable. It was a terrible storyline. I know they did this because there were so many injuries, but this match sets us triggering me. I don't know if you can tell by the way that I sound right now. That this match sets a trigger in me that very few wrestling matches get to. I hated this, everything about it. The fact that Triple H won, like this, it was a joke. I believe this match created the memes. We had Triple H with like 100 belts.
Yep.
Like.
But bro, real quick, but didn't you like when the Wyatt family eliminated Brock Lesnar and it led to nothing, bro? Didn't you like that?
I forgot all about that.
Brock got eliminated, and I was like, this big, like, oh my god, Bray Wyatt's taking on the beast of WrestleMania. And then Bray Wyatt got, like, punished backstage, and WrestleMania was The Rock and Cena with a flamethrower burying him. That was WrestleMania.
What? Wait, what?
Remember WrestleMania 32 when The Rock came out with a flamethrower and him and Cena just beat up the Wyatt family in like 6 seconds?
No, I remember that. Well, what did he get punished for?
He must have been punished because they were setting up a feud with Brock Lesnar at WrestleMania. And then Dean Ambrose ended up doing the Brock match at Mania. It was one of the worst things we've ever seen. So he must have been...
I think he got injured. I think that's what it was.
Did he get injured? I figured from the treatment he got, what happened in the 2 months from the Rumble on, he must have, like, burnt Vince McMahon's, like, mansion in Stanford or something. But anyway, Anyway.
No, I'm pretty sure he got injured.
Must have. Yeah, okay. I think, can we just move on from 2016? Can we move on?
Yeah, I'll just say that WrestleMania 32 was like the mania of injuries. But yeah, let's move on.
Let's move on. 95. Where do you... Okay, I'll just immediately put this to you. Where do you want to put 95? Because I've got my own thoughts on
it. This was probably like top tier Nexus.
Yeah.
That's probably like top tier. Yeah, that's probably where I would land. It has an iconic finish with the whole like one foot touch the floor, both feet must touch the floor. With Shawn Michaels, they had that whole thing where we heard that for years and years about how Shawn Michaels only touched 1 foot. But yeah, iconic. Other than the finish, though, I couldn't tell you a damn thing that happened in this match.
Yeah, the only saving grace is that unlike the other forgettable, somewhat, the matches in this tier which don't really contribute much to wrestling history, at least this match was short. Like, it was like 35 seconds between entrances, probably so Pamela Anderson at ringside didn't get bored watching it. Potentially, I don't know, but yeah, Shawn won, eliminated the Bulldog, and then, yeah, that's really all there is to it. This is a Nexus tier Rumble, and especially compared to these 3-hour Raw Rumbles, this one's definitely Nexus tier. So, Kevin, unless you want to say anything about that, we can move on to Shawn's win the next year, pal.
Yeah, let's do it.
Let's go. 96. I'll be honest here, I hardly remember, or know jack squat about this match. Kevin, did you have anything for 96?
Not really. Like, this was just, yeah, Shawn won, and they set up the big match with Brett. But this was just such a dead period of relevancy for WWF. I don't know how that affects the match itself, but
yeah, I
don't think I've ever seen this match. I don't think I have. I'd be lying if I said that I have. I guess I would. I don't want to put something that I've never seen in a 4th to 5th tier. I don't know how you rank this one. I guess this one's probably in the Nexus tier.
Yeah, I'd say so. I'm sure we'll have some like 53-year-old man watching this being like, oh my god, that was my 3rd favorite Rumble of all time because of when Savio Vega hit the ringmaster with a strap or something. I don't know. But yeah, it's probably just, we're just going to play it safe and put it like top of Nexus. Just why not? From here we move on. 93, Dead Rumble. Yokozuna won by last eliminating Randy Savage, and elsewhere there was like no star power in this match. This is when you have like Tito Santana and like the Barber running around, and it's just like it's Kevin. It's just not great. It's not Kevin. This is a mid to low Nexus tier Rumble. I feel like.
Yeah, I'd probably put this one in the Nexus tier, like firmly in the Nexus tier.
Yeah.
I don't think I've ever seen this one either.
You're not missing.
And
much.
I don't think I want to.
You're not missing much at all, Kevin. This is just good moment for Yokozuna. I know in the documentary they did about Yoko, this was like a big moment, which is awesome. But elsewhere, I mean, Ric Flair started this match, which is kind of cool. But come the end, the star power was literally Randy Savage and Yoko, and like no one else. Like I'm looking at who's in this match here: Repo Man, Typhoon, Far2, Earthquake, Carlos Colon, Tito Santana, Martel, the Berserker. I mean, Undertaker was in there for 4 minutes before Giant Gonzalez got rid of him. Like, not great, Kevin. Objectively, pal.
Yeah, I agree. Yeah.
And then Kevin, 2007. This is pretty much in your apex of watching. I think you're best to talk about 07. Walk us through your thoughts on this one.
I think this one's a go tier. I'll just say that right off the bat.
Yeah.
Say that. I think this one is. I think this has to be top. How many times have I said that this Royal Rumble is a top 4 and it's Mount Rushmore?
6.
No, it can't be. I'm pretty sure this is the 4th time I've said it. This is probably this has got to be a top 4 Royal Rumble.
You said this. You said that about every match on this tier. And there's 6 of them.
Wait, what are the other 5 matches?
So 2020, you said top 3 or 4. 1992, you said objectively Mount Rushmore. 01, you said top 3 or 4. You said Mount Rushmore for 06, Mount Rushmore for 07, and you said 08. You said it has to be in the GOAT tier, but you didn't say top 3 or 4.
Okay, so I think so. Okay, with that being said, this one's Mount Rushmore. Okay.
Do you want to just place it? We'll move 08 down to top of high quality just so we can have a bit of even. There we go. Continue. 07, thoughts?
Yeah, this Shawn Michaels Undertaker, absolutely epic. I think it was our boy Pav made a video about this Royal Rumble.
Yep.
I don't think you can find a better final two in the Royal Rumble history than Shawn and Taker in 07. The fact that they had like a whole wrestling match, like incredible, good stuff. All about the star power at the end, the suspense. Like really, Shawn and Taker are the stars here, and I think that they carried it, and they hard carried it for sure. I don't know what more there is else to say.
Yeah.
Do you agree? Do you agree this is go tier?
Yeah, it's mainly because that Shawn and Taker stuff at the end. Because I mean, elsewhere this Rumble was good. You know, like the match before that, like ending last 10 minutes, wasn't like oh my god, like it wasn't like an 01 or a 92 or a 2020 in terms of the match, like just generally from start to finish. But that ending was so good, it puts it to GOAT tier. And in my opinion, it's the low end of GOAT tier just because that ending. So that's that, Kevin. Then we move on to a match which I feel like is Raw tier, 99. I watched this match kind of not knowing what really happened, and I'm watching this match thinking you've got the whole corporation and like security guards in a bathroom punching Steve Austin, and like a cubicle's like shattered, and you've got like an ambulance rushing into the arena, and like Vince is on commentary, and then Austin like comes back. It's just, this was Vince Russo and Ed Ferrara having a field day in the writers' room, thinking, what can we do to make this a mess? This was just, I'd put this in 3-hour Raw. Kevin, what do you think?
Yeah, you're right. You're absolutely right. This is 3-hour Raw tier. Yeah, because you got Vince on commentary, like, and then Vince wins. Like, what? I don't know.
It was so like, it's because like Vince is on commentary. Austin is like, they keep having Jim Ross doing like live cuts to where Steve Austin is, and you're saying like Austin on like being loaded into a gurney by like 2 EMTs, and then like half the arena, like half the arena have left the actual like watching the ring to go to like the concessions area to watch Steve Austin getting like carted out in a gurney. And like meanwhile in the ring you've got like, you know, Taka Michinoku and X-Pac doing like drop kicks. And it's like, what is this? Like, I don't know.
Yeah, the match took a back seat to the Austin McMahon storyline, so that hurts it a lot. Yeah, there's just nothing there. It was weird. This was a bizarre Royal Rumble. I wouldn't recommend anybody go back and watch this. It's not worth anyone's time.
The only thing I'll do, I'll go back and watch the corporation beating up Steve Austin in the bathroom. Just because of how I've described it, I want to go watch that again. I remember, Steve Austin's just getting smashed through a toilet door and a cubicle breaks. But anyway, outside of that, last but not least, Kevin, we got Randy Orton's first Royal Rumble win, 2009. Correct me if I'm wrong here, but was there much suspense to this? Was there a big oh my god, Randy Orton's won, this is a big moment? Walk us through 09 real quick.
So basically with 09, yeah, it was kind of it wasn't really a shock that Orton won, because I think a lot of people thought that this was going to be Cena's first year winning, or Undertaker, maybe something like that. I don't remember exactly what what the odds were going in, but this one was just lacking star power too. This match really didn't have much aside from Triple H, Orton, and Undertaker. There's not a lot there, you know.
Yeah.
I don't remember much. I'm struggling to remember much about this match too. I can't remember anything really.
Yeah.
I'm thinking if there was any. Not really. RVD's return. I remember that. That's really it, to be honest.
From what I'm hearing, this sounds like a top of Nexus. The fact that Orton won, you can't really think of anything. It sounds like a Nexus tier with that one.
Yeah, I would say this is Nexus tier. I would say.
Yeah. So Kevin,
because Orton.
Oh, go on.
I was just gonna say because Orton won, but there was no clear-cut challenger for him. Really, the aftermath of this match is what I guess harms it even more, because there was so much this was when the world titles were hot potatoes. So Orton won, and then it was oh, who's Orton gonna face? We don't know. We'll just spin the bottle, and wherever the bottle lands, we'll give that person the belt. It was just, yeah, this was like just lazy booking, last minute booking, short sighted booking, whatever term you want to use to describe the booking.
Wasn't this the year you had like Edge lost the title, the WWE title in the Chamber, and then attacked like Kofi or something, and then won the world title in the same night? Wasn't that year?
That is correct. Yep.
That goes to show exactly what you're saying. So yeah, there's our list. I think we're pretty much done there as far as the rankings. I mean, in totality, I think we've done this pretty well while we're doing the rankings. I don't see too much we might need to move. I think most of this Nexus tier just belongs here, just forgettable, pretty dry rumbles. The 3-hour Raw tiers are just, these are matches you don't want to watch unless it's like certain parts of the matches for memes, like Austin getting beat up in the bathroom. The GOAT tier, I feel that's objective, high quality content. You can do this if you want, where you put like 08 and 05 in the GOAT tier. Just depends how busy you want that tier. But yeah, Kevin, I think that's pretty much all done. I think.
Yeah, I think, we hit the nail on the head. Like I said at the beginning of the video, thank you for having me on. I really appreciate it.
No worries. It's a bit of a long form JT main channel upload. Thought I'd get something for Rumble season, go through the Rumbles. Hope you guys enjoy it. And yeah, if you haven't checked out Elite Heat yet, or if you haven't checked out Bonafide Heat's channel, links will be in the description. And yeah, thanks for coming on. And, ladies and gentlemen, have a great rest of your day. Bye-bye.